Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Priest Trev. A lot of you guys have been asking me for a guide video, so here it is. You can click the annotations on the screen to go to that part of the video. Enjoy. Alright, in this section I'm going to be answering the number one question that I've been getting. How do I gem, enchant, and reforge my gear? My general stat priority is Spirit and then Mastery into Crit. On my helm, what I do is I reforge 317 haste from crit, and I have a 432 spirit meta gem along with a 80 intellect and 160 spirit purple gem, which gets me the socket bonus of 180 PvP power. Your neck piece comes pretty much the way that you need it. There's really no need to reforge it, so let's leave it how it is. On your shoulders, you want to put a 200 intellect and 100 critical strike enchant on them, along with a 320 resil yellow gem. Now onto your back piece. It's pretty much like your neck in the way that it comes exactly how you want it. Unless you're a tailor, in which case you want to have it enchanted with dark glow embroidery to get yourself extra spirit whenever it procs. Let's take a look at the chest. I have it reforged for 315 mastery from haste, and I have it enchanted for plus 80 to all stats. I also have an 80 intellect and 160 spirit purple gem, along with a 320 resil yellow gem on there, which gets us the socket bonus of 120 resilience, which as a healer, that is what we want. On your bracers, you want to reforge 152 haste from critical strike, and have it enchanted for 170 mastery. For your weapon, you want to have the two-hand staff with spirit on it. You want to reforge 332 mastery out of your spirit, and you want to have it enchanted for Jade Spirit, which will give you quite a bit of intellect whenever that procs. For your trinkets, you want to make sure that you buy the ones that have about 1100 spirit on them, and you do not want to reforge them. For both of your rings, you want to leave them exactly how they are, don't reforge them, unless you're an enchanter, in which case you want to enchant them for your stat of choice, which in my case it would be stamina because I like to have quite a bit of health. On your boots, you don't want to reforge them, and you want to enchant them for Pandaren Step, which will increase your mastery by 140 and give you a speed increase. You also want to put a 320 PvP resil gem on it, which will also give you the socket bonus of 60 PvP resil. Now let's look at the legs. You want to reforge 311 spirit out of haste. You want to have it enchanted with 285 intellect and 165 spirit. You also want to have a 160 intellect red gem and a 320 spirit blue gem to get yourself the socket bonus of 120 PvP resilience. For your belt, you want to reforge 202 mastery out of haste, and in order to get the socket bonus, you want to have a green 160 spirit and 160 PvP resil gem, along with a yellow PvP resil gem. Now let's take a look at the gloves. Instead of buying the Mooncloth gloves, I chose to buy the satin gloves because they have spirit on them, unlike the Mooncloth gloves. You want to reforge 235 mastery out of the critical strike, and have it enchanted for 170 mastery, and you want a 160 spirit and 120 resil gem on it. And that just about sums it up for your gear. Next we're going to discuss talents and glyphs. Now let's take a look at the talents. For the level 15 talent, I choose Dominate Mind. Dominate Mind is a very good crowd control skill that you can use on the enemy team's healer in order for your team to line up a kill on one of the enemy players. For the level 30 talent, I use Body and Soul. When you cast Power Word Shield or Leap of Faith, you increase the target's movement speed by 60% for 4 seconds. This is a very good ability to use on your partners if they are getting created by any enemy players. For the level 45 talent, I choose From Darkness Comes Light. What this talent basically does is it gives you a 15% chance when you cast Smite Heal, Flash Heal, Binding Heal, or Greater Heal to cause your next Flash Heal to be an instant cast and of no mana cost, and that can stack up to 2 times. For the level 60 talent, I choose Spectral Guise. What this talent basically does is it lets you turn invisible for up to 6 seconds, or until your actual body gets hit by 3 direct attacks. This is really good because you can land a fear off on the enemy almost every time when you use this. For the level 75 talent, I choose Divine Insight. When you cast a penance, there's a 40% chance that your next power word shield will both ignore and not cause the weakened soul effect. This is a very good talent because if your teammate is getting bursted on and you have this procced, you can put a free bubble on them without worrying about the weakened soul debuff. Now let's take a look at the level 90 talents. I choose Divine Star. Divine Star is a skill shot that'll be fired in front of you, traveling 24 yards, causing damage to all enemies and healing to all allies within 4 yards of its path. Divine Star is also a very good spell because if you get locked out of the Holy Tree by being kicked when you're trying to cast something, you can use this spell to heal yourself. It'll do about 25k each way, about 50k total, and it can save your life in many situations. Now let's move on to glyphs, starting with the Glyph of Penance. What this glyph lets you do is line of sight behind a pillar while you're healing a friendly player or attacking an enemy, as seen in this clip. Now let's start with the Glyph of Mass Dispel. This glyph will reduce the cast time of a Mass Dispel by 1 second. With this glyph, you can dispel a Mage's Ice Block and a Paladin's Bubble, allowing your team to get a kill after they use those abilities. Now let's talk about the Glyph of Shadow Word Death. This glyph can now be cast at any time and will do equivalent damage to you that you do to a target. What this glyph will let you do is get out of polymorphs and repentances. In order for this to work, you need to cast Shadow Word Death at about 0.2 seconds before the spell goes off, as seen in these clips. That just about sums it up for talents and glyphs. Next we're going to be going over a basic rotation. Alright, now we're going to go over a basic rotation for healing. I'm going to go over a clip of me just being attacked normally, and then a clip of me being bursted on by a hunter. Alright, so in this clip, I'm just getting attacked by a hunter normally. I start off with a Renew, a Prayer of Mending, and a Power Word Shield. After the Power Word Shield gets taken down, I use Penance. After the Penance, I get interrupted, and I'm basically using Prayer of Mending, Renew, and Penance all on cooldown, making sure that Renew is up all the time, and I'm using Prayer of Mending whenever it's off its cooldown. I'm also using Flash Heal when I have to. The only time that you should have to use defensive cooldowns is if you're getting bursted on. Now in this clip, the hunter is going to be bursting on me. So I'm going to start off with a Power Word Shield, a Renew, and a Prayer of Mending on myself. As soon as the bubble goes down, I use Penance, followed by a Renew. Try to Flash Heal, I get stunned, and then I get silenced out of that stun. So I use Pain Suppression, stunned again, use Penance to try and get some health back, Renew, stunned once more, silenced again. Now I'm going to put a Powered Barrier down to reduce damage even further. Try and Flash Heal myself to try and stay topped off. Keeping Renew on. Prayer of Mending, on cooldown. By this time his burst is pretty much over, so there's nothing else for me to be worrying about besides healing normally again. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe. There will definitely be more to come.